Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Confidential here with my partner, Madi Raymond. At this point, you and Jake are the most consistent people on There Will Be Movies, and I appreciate that. And speaking of Jake, someone who helps me write a lot of these questions, you actually wrote this entire match, and you've only ever written one match before, and you got yelled at by the creator.
Yeah.
Because they were not questions that person wanted. So let's see if you get yelled at today. Do you predict it?
I'm going to get yelled at no matter what, whether it's by someone in the community or by my parents or my girlfriend. Something's going to happen that I end up getting yelled at. To be fair, that first one that I wrote, you guys were both drunk for. So I don't know if the yelling came from the questions or from the 17
I was talking about a
Budweisers
specific championship match, but yes, you did write a drunk match for me. So
there's that.
So this is your third match. I was giving you credit for a real
I've
match.
ever written in my life. Yeah. But no.
Do you have some experience knowing Scott and Kevin? Do you have we know how we roll. We bet. Who are you betting on?
I mean, I know Kevin a lot more than I know Scott. I don't think I've been on screen with Scott at least for
knowing your background, you should avoid lawyers. Makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it's a little bit sketchy for me. But Kevin, I've known for a while. He's a good guy, so I'm gonna put mine behind Kevin because I know him. Just not knowing Scott as well. That's the only reason I got ahead.
Yeah, and I'm legally obligated to not say anything, so that's why I put you in that position. So anytime I can make myself look better, that's the way I'm going to do it. So with that said, we're going to jump over to...
Make the question writer the one who gambles. That's a great way to go forward.
That's how we roll. It makes me look better. So we're going to switch over to Scott first. Good.
All right, round two, here we go. Excited to be here. Round two is generally where I get stopped in tournaments. I guess I have had one good tournament run before, but that was in teams. Singles, still looking to, make some noise regardless of whatever league it is. And so, I'm looking forward to this opportunity. Kevin is somebody else who's been around for a while. I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever played one-on-one before, maybe in a classic or something like that. So I'm looking forward to playing against him and trying out the new format as well. Let's just see what happens.
Good.
And what's up, everybody? Glad to be back, and there will be trivia. Actually, this is my first match because round one didn't go the way we thought it would. But that's all good. I'm excited to play Scott. Like you said, I think we've maybe been on camera together in a couple of Full Metal Classics, but excited to hear these questions and just be in the ring with some top level competitors like himself.
Exactly. That's what I like to hear. I forgot to.
So nice and humble.
Yeah, that's how we roll. We this entire channel is about ensuing, positivity. What else would you see from me? And oh, damn it, there's a curse word. Henry Confidential and Madi, we're ready to host this. Madi, just a reminder.
Let's do this.
You wrote this, so we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you kick it off. Round one is locked in.
I feel like you keep saying that I wrote this, and now I'm going to read the questions, and you changed everything or made it some shit thing. I don't know what's going on here.
Have you met me? I'm pretty good at those shenanigans. Locked in, just a reminder, it's similar to round two from the last one, is if you know it on 2 points, write on your whiteboard, and if you need multiple choice, then you'll hear multiple choice, and then the other person just keep your hands up during that situation, because, ain't trying to hear it. So with that said, Madi, do you want the first question?
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect.
All right, so round number one, question number one, gentlemen. Who voices Captain Amelia Smollett in 2002's Treasure Planet?
You like how I made you bigger there?
See that? Yeah, and then I started shrinking as soon as I looked up. That's usually how it goes, too.
Yeah, I definitely shrink when I look at your face.
It's common. So, you guys locked in, or do you guys need multiple choice?
Can I get a repeat of the question?
Yeah, of course. Who voices Captain Amelia Smollett in 2002's Treasure Planet?
All right, I need multiple.
And was Kevin locked in?
All right. Kevin's locked in. All right, so your multiple choice options. A, Kate Winslet. B, Julia Walters. C, Emma Thompson. Or D, Meryl Streep. Have you seen this movie, Henry?
No, I've seen the other one. The other.
The other
there's
one
there's
movie
three.
that ever
There's
came
three.
out?
No, there's 3 animated movies. Like, oh, it's so underrated. This one, Atlantis, and Iron Giant, and I've seen 2 of those. Not this one.
Okay.
5,
yeah.
4,
You-
3,
you-
2, 1.
The steampunk animated movies. Yeah.
That's how we roll.
yeah.
Pass for 2
All right,
points.
Kevin. Yep.
That would be Emma Thompson.
And
for
Scott.
1.
C. Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson is correct, so that gives
You will
Post
see
a
a point.
2-1 lead. You will see a point.
Your second question. In Ella Enchanted, Slaylin reveals that his dream job is to be what?
Multiple choice.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
both of them are going multiple choice. We're not going to waste any time. Is it A, lawyer, B, entertainer, C, doctor, or D, president? My dream profession is to be the guy who made your hat, because that's a pretty cool hat there. Snoop Dogg.
Repping the D-O-double-G. You know what it is?
That's how we roll. We're
I don't
the
know
hat,
if you want...
We're hats up here. They're now hats. So,
Yeah.
it's pretty... That's how they... They're glasses, so that's what they have in common.
Yeah, it's hats on top, glasses on the bottom,
5,
which is
4,
also how my
3,
sex life goes. No
2,
comment. But, you know.
1. And very disappointing. Scott.
I knew where that was headed. I said D.
All right, and Pass.
I said lawyer.
Madi, do you know Scott?
No, I don't actually know if we've met.
Do
Like,
you
on
know
any
what
of
his
these.
profession is?
You said he was a lawyer, which
He
makes me
is a
upset
law-
because the answer is lawyer.
That's why.
I just figured who would ever want to be a lawyer, you know? Like,
That's what I said, and then my brother's
That's
like,
why I
"Oh, well,
picked it, because I was like,
Yeah.
maybe.
three to 1. Go ahead, Madi.
I was I wrote that question not knowing you were a lawyer. So
That's
I
why
don't-
I wanted to bring it up.
I
That was
missed
the meta
it, so
joke.
it didn't help me.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. All right. In Terminator 2, Judgment Day, what model Terminator is Robert Patrick?
They're like, oh, a question I've heard before. Sweet. A lot
Yeah,
different
exactly.
than the
I
last
wanted
one,
to put after those first 2 shit shows, I wanted to put a little bit of an easier question on there.
I'm locked.
Yeah, I'll lock in.
though.
Perfect. All right. So Scott, we'll go with you first,
T1000.
and Kevin.
T1000.
Give him the 2 points, man. T1000 is correct.
5-3. Question 4. Who shoots Harry in Night of the Living Dead? Looking for a character name, just the first name.
Multiple.
Yeah, multiple.
When I read this, I was like, it's a good question, but character names is just hard, even if you love the movie, just trying to remember who's who. So.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty tough, but you know.
Is it A, Karen, B, Barbara, C, Tom, or D, Ben? I love
No.
the equality of those options. It's very nice of you.
Yeah, 2 traditionally female names and 2 traditionally male names. I will say, if I had to guess the answer of this one, there's one that definitely sticks out at me. If I had never seen the movie before,
Fair enough.
but I'm
5,
not.
4,
I'm not.
3,
I'm not going to go there on this
2,
show.
1. Pass.
Is it Ben?
And Scott.
I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a Barbara, so I said D.
I think that was the joke that Madi was hitting at, but
Yeah.
it is in fact Ben. Barbara is
Yeah.
the one who they're gonna get you, and also a fun
Right.
Shaun of the Dead meta commentary joke / punchline, whatever.
All right, your next question, which reading now, I also realize it's not an easy question to answer, but whatever. In Bridget Jones's Baby, what happens on Bridget's birthday?
Scott's like, Madi, I just met you. Not a fan.
I already hate you. I tried to make this as diverse as possible, which is
Multiple.
why you have,
Seated.
All right.
Multiple choice, yeah.
Multiple on both of you. All right. So is it A, a funeral? B, she finds out she's pregnant. C, she hooks up with Mark, or D, she gets married.
Can I hear the question again?
In Bridget Jones's Baby, What happens on Bridget's birthday? Have you seen any of the Bridget Jones movies, Henry?
Nah. And I just love that when Scott heard those multiple choices, like, I don't know if the question's what I thought it was, because those don't match. 5, 4. He was like, he's like, I wish it was on
I'm
screen
sure
right
there
now.
was a funeral that happened on her birthday somewhere. I mean,
5, 4, 3,
Yeah.
2,
Like, it's...
1. Let's see what, in fact, you wrote down. Let's see what your true guess is.
I said she finds out she's pregnant. I mean,
And Kevin.
I went with the funeral.
It is the funeral. It's the funeral of
Wow.
her dead husband, and then she later has sex with Mark, finds out she's pregnant, and then gets married. And then, spoiler alert, her dead husband's not actually dead. So, I don't know. This movie was a fucking mess.
Sounds great, based on that description. Your final question. Your final question. What year did Great Expectations, starring Ethan Hawke, release? I like how both of us mixed up the reading of the questions when the multiple choice. We're like, we're gonna go rogue and switch up the words. You did it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock.
Oh, nice. I know. Scott's pretty good at release dates. I'll challenge you anytime. And
I need the points.
Kevin, you said you're going multiple choice.
Yeah.
All right. So Scott's locked in for 2 potentially, and Kevin for you. Is it A 1996, B 1998, C 2000, or D 2002?
I hate the sandwiching thing with, like, the release dates thing. You know I hate release dates in general. But if it was, like, for example, if it's, like, 1999, and you went, like, 97, 98, 99, 2000, I would hate that shit.
I could tell when you wrote this, you did that on purpose. You're like,
Just because I was like,
you're gonna sandwich it on the 2. 5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Scott for potentially 2 points,
98.
and Kevin for 1 maybe.
I also said 98.
That is correct.
98
But
is the
2
correct
points for
answer.
Scott, 1 for Kevin. All right, so going into round 2, Kevin is up 8-5, and now we're going into round 2, where I don't like to call it strength. I like to call it a +1. You go to a party, you bring your +1, and you both brought a category, a broad general category. And Scott, you chose Oscars, and Kevin, you chose geek. You wanted comic book movies. I'm like, no. We're gonna go more broad than that. So we're going geek. So that's the precedent. So in the future, if you want any geek related, it has to be specifically geek as a whole. So with that said, it's no multiple choice, but if you write it down, you get it right, it's going to be worth 2 points, because they're not necessarily hard, but they're a little harder. So Madi, go ahead and hit him with the first one.
All right. So, for the first geek question, who directed Blade?
This is
Henry,
one of
if you
those.
didn't have the answers in front of you, would you have gotten it?
No, but I know it's been asked. I wouldn't say a lot, but it's been asked enough that it's one of those where if you study geek, you're gonna know it, and if not, it's a hard question. So it's a fair.
It's one
balance.
of those. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down. Going to Scott first.
No, I know he did one of the sequels, but I don't think he did the original. David S. Goyer.
And Kevin.
I didn't have anything.
David Goyer wrote it. Stephen Norrington was the one who directed it.
Mm.
So I know where you're going with that, Scott, but unfortunately can't give you the points for the writer.
And I don't know how either of you forgot that memorable director of Stephen Norrington. Question 2. Some Like It Hot was nominated for 6 Oscars, but won 1. What did it win for?
Some Like It Hot still holds up, man. Like, it's still such a great movie.
Fun fact, that was a podcast name, or it was I did a play on Some Like It Hot for back in the day, because I as you saw there will be trivia where I like to do play on names, and it's just so much like it's movie related content. You might as well be clever and all that stuff. 5,
Yeah, exactly.
4.
Let me get a little more time.
All right, time extension.
Sure.
Scott's going to be the first one to make me actually create a repeat and
A
extension
limit
rule.
on how many extensions. Yeah.
But he's
All right,
doing
I'm
them
good.
for good reasons. It's not shenanigans
Yeah.
until round 3, and then we'll talk because that's when the JT rule
Round
got
3
created
is when it
because
gets a
JT
little bit.
was wild on that, taking too long. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pass for 2 points,
I went best director.
and Scott for 2 points.
I said original screenplay.
This was not tricky. Best costume design.
Yeah. I mean, it
It
makes
was
sense.
nominated for a
In
bunch of
hindsight,
those, but I
yeah.
think in
I
hindsight
don't-
it did lose to another movie, but I don't want to mention the movie in case there's like spoilers for later on. So,
Ooh.
all right, your next geek question: in which Lord of the Rings movie does Peter Jackson cameo as someone who gets shot by Legolas? So there's only really 3 options here that you're going to go with, but it's one of those 3 that he gets shot by our favorite gravity-defying elf.
And aren't you glad there's no multiple choice? Because then you would have had to say which.
I would have just had
Middle-earth.
3, and then I would have said the one.
You could have
The
said
Hobbit
Middle
or
Earth.
some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or I guess the original Lord of the Rings, like the animated one from like the
Ooh,
70s.
5,
But
4,
I don't think Peter Jackson was in that
3.
movie at all.
2, 1. Scott, 33% chance. Which one you going with?
I don't know a damn thing about these movies. I said The Two Towers.
And pause.
I also said the Two Towers.
Return of the King
Damn.
is the one. Where
And
he
Peter
does it.
Jackson is in fact a king, so you would have, he's a little meta there. Nah, I don't. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to give him credit. All right, so here's
Malcolm
a
is
fun
a
one.
king. We all know that.
If we're gonna yell at one, if we're gonna yell at Madi for one, this is the one for semantical reasons, and we'll see.
Oh boy.
In Oscars, in Mary Poppins, Mary sings supercalifragilisticexpialidocious after what event?
Can someone ask for a repeat, please, just so I can hear Henry say that song name again?
So technically, the song is Oscar related, but the event, maybe not. I only saw the movie once and did not like it very much.
Wow. All right, we'll talk about that on Against the Grain or something.
Yeah, if you ever get good at Letterbox. 5,
I'm working on it. I've
4.
been adding stuff.
3. I don't know. I just had a brain fart. I was thinking of something. 3, 2, 1. Scott.
These are tough. I said It Rains.
Trust me, I yelled at Madi too, but hey, it's got to mix it up every once in a while. Pause.
Yeah.
I said after cleaning, after they clean.
She won a horse race.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't remember
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
I thought it was easy, but maybe it's because I've seen Mary Poppins like 20 times. I love that movie. I have no regards of anyone who says it's anything less than a perfect movie.
You have
so
no
fuck
regards
y'all.
for their feelings either. What's the next question? Final geek question.
Yeah, screw it. All right, final geek question. And I considered it a geek movie because the Schmodown puts it in the inner geekdom, so I was like, all right, fuck it, it counts. In Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, what game are the shipmates of Davy Jones playing? I guess I could have been a little bit more specific. There's a game that they play on the ship. What is the game?
And I'm gonna take control of this one as there's an alarm going off for this fire match. We'll
Yeah,
accept
I'm gonna-
one of two answers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kevin
I said dice, pirates dice.
and Scott.
Yeah, I just said dice.
Yeah, it's dice. That's why he's looking for specifically liar's dice, which whatever that means. I haven't seen it, so that's why I was like, we're gonna accept dice. Final question. Score is 10-7. Oscars. Actually, an Oscar question. Charlton Heston has received 2 Oscars. What film was his first one for? And I'm gonna
All
do
right,
a
the fire
fact check.
alarm's done, so.
I'm gonna do a fact check.
They were
real
all
quick and
classic Oscars questions.
Yeah, I didn't want to make anything too recent because I felt like that would be too easy.
Hey, that's why you mixed up with the
But-
writers. Everyone's always trying to trick people
Yeah.
with writing, even my friends. So sometimes you
Yeah,
just gotta have
and
talks in
it's-
the writers' rooms.
It is crazy to think that Charlton Heston only has 2 Oscars. but especially because of like how revered we all see him as. But I mean, can't fault him for getting the Oscar for this one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scott, you gonna end on a high note or kill Madi?
Ben-Hur.
And Kevin.
I said the Ten Commandments.
We're going into round 2, only down 1 point for Scott. It was in fact Ben-Hur.
Wasn't even nominated for 10 Commandments, which is nuts.
That is nuts. But, all right.
But it did get Best Adapted Screenplay. I'm just kidding. We won't go there. All right, so round 3. It is newly known as the database round because IMDb narrows it too much. I might get some information on Letterboxd or Rotten Tomatoes. So with that said, database. So Kevin, you are in the lead. Do you want winter or summer?
Winter is coming.
So are we.
All right, he's going
All right.
winter.
So
Well,
Kevin, you
after the camera's off.
You're not lying unless you pay $9.99 right now to my PayPal. So Kevin, you're in the lead. You have winter, and Scott has summer. Madi, do you want winter or summer?
I'll go with summer because we got enough winter up in Canada. So,
But I don't want 500 days of you. All right. So with that said, you can start off with Scott then for summer.
oh, you're so sweet. All right, so Scott, the year is 2015. The genres are comedy and drama, and the supporting cast: Sienna Miller, Omar Sy, and Daniel Bruhl.
Name the movie. Supporting cast, co-leads. Still working on a way to phrase it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean. Like it's the same thing, but they get it.
Just how it flows.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, and
I don't have it.
Ooh, not even a guess. All right, what's the answer?
We were looking for Burnt,
Oh, wow.
the Bradley Cooper cooking movie.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I felt the
we'll
same.
move on to your 3-point question. And the year is 1988. The genres of animation, adventure, and comedy. Now you get to pick 2 of the 3. Would you like the top billed actor, the director, or a key word from the movie?
Let's do director-actor.
So the director is Robert Zemeckis, and the top billed actor is Bob Hoskins.
I feel like this should have been the 2-pointer, but it's not a complaint. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Hey, if you saw my literal response when I read the
Literally,
document,
he said that like an hour ago. Yeah, the keyword.
But-
the keyword
and I-
was
but I
murder
followed up.
accusations. So I was
I
like, if they picked the key word, then it might be a little bit tougher. But
I literally followed
Yeah.
up. I'm like, I'm gonna leave it the same so you can go through what everyone else goes through when they try and write. So
Yeah, fuck
it's
it.
fair.
Who
You got to
cares?
learn somehow. You got
that
to
puts
create
Scott
your
up
own
2
curve.
points.
You're not lying.
That
So
puts
Scott,
up
yes,
2 points.
and Kevin, he's gonna get his 2-pointer potentially tie, and then his 3-pointer to take the lead. So Kevin, your year is 2009. Your genres are comedy, drama, and romance, and your co-leads are Jason Bateman, Anna Kendrick, and Vera Farmiga. Kevin's like, damn, man, I like winter a lot more now.
You read that backwards on how I wrote it, and that threw me off a little bit.
Because you got
I'm not
to
gonna
build
lie.
the suspense. You got to go from bottom to higher. You got to build the
See,
suspense.
well, you could have told me that about 2 minutes ago before I read.
It was on the
Yeah.
last match. I thought you were catching my drift. 5,
Fuck it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
Nothing. All right. We were looking for Up in the Air, which at this point, this match has become up in the air because now we're moving on to Kevin's 3-pointer to take the lead, but the pressure's on. Kevin, your 3-pointer. Your year is 2006. Your genres are animation, adventure, and comedy. Pick 2 of the 3 between top build, director, and keyword.
Go with top build and keyword.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad you did that. Your
Yeah.
year is 2006. Your genres are animation, adventure, and comedy. Your keyword is toilet, and your top build is Hugh Jackman.
Flushed away.
That is correct.
You want to tell them the directors and see if he would have gotten it off that?
David Bowers and Sam Fell. So
Probably not, no.
yeah.
But
So write your hate speech in the comments for Madi. Just the fact that was even a possibility. So moving back over to Scott, this is your four-pointer.
Rules, man.
Yeah, but you gotta have some discretion. We'll work on it. This practice makes perfect, buddy. I appreciate you at least.
This is my third time writing a match. Fuck it.
It either shows, or you've been doing it for 100 years, and you're like, I'm old and bitter now. Hit Scott with his 3-pointer, or his 4-pointer. I'm sorry.
All right, Scott. So your 4-pointer. In the year 1984, the genres of action, adventure, and sci-fi, and your key words: arcade game, force field, and android.
Tron.
You were close, but I was looking for the last Starfighter.
Yeah, it was between the two.
And with that said, Kevin Poss is going to be moving on to round 2, or round 3 of the test. Second time I did that. I did that with Brian and Joseph. Round 3 of the... Yeah, exactly. So, Kevin, you didn't get a match in round 1 because of an unfortunate scheduling issue / forfeit. And you got to show up, and you got to play really well. Like, you're known as a geek person, even probably to yourself, but you got some answers correct today. You're going to be playing the winner of Ryan Payne and Sean Sandberg. So do you have a thought on that? And what are your thoughts on just how this match went?
Scott pushed me to the limit, man. I'm glad I got that animated question, because animated is a little bit of a strength of mine, but Ryan and Sean, I know, are both excellent players, so I kind of fear whoever comes next. But this is really fun. I like this. I like this layout. I like the style. Definitely kind of fits my abilities. So just thank you for having me, and thank you, Madi, for writing this match. And
the only person who's gonna be thanking Madi for writing this match.
Yeah, he was. So of course he's gonna thank me. Scott's gonna create a voodoo doll and a lawsuit against me for being a shithead.
So with that said, Scott, obviously it just was not in your wheelhouse today. You're gonna start following Madi on Letterboxd just so you can block him. No, but all jokes aside, it just didn't go your way today. We all know your abilities. You've been doing really well in a lot of leagues over in Warzone and Full Metal and Classic and just all a bunch of different stuff. We know what you can do. Just didn't happen for you today. Were you genuinely? Was it really between Tron and Starfighter?
Yeah, Tron was what instantly jumped into my head. If I had given it a few more seconds of thought, which maybe I should have, Last Starfighter might have come into my head. But honestly, it's I feel like it was the second best guess. If there was a runner-up of a guess, then that was probably the one, because I think it's a couple years off, maybe, but.
I think Tron was 81 or 82.
Yeah, I think it was 82.
Are pretty similar, but it was a good match. If I had just guessed one different there in round 1, it could have been a little bit different. But it was a good match. Kevin played great. He picked a strength that is maybe my worst category of all the ones that you put on there with geek. So that certainly didn't help me out any. And so that was good strategy by him. But this was fun, and I'll be back whenever you'll have me.
And I appreciate that. That's what I like to hear. Because at the end of the day, we like to test the players, be competitive in match, but also we like to have fun. So just having that high morale and that high spirit. So as always, if you made it this far in the video, you probably liked it. So you might as well drop a like on the video and comment below and rate from 1 to 10 Madi's question writing, because he's definitely a rookie at the writing. We're definitely going to have some discussions on it, but he did pretty well, other than some terrible ones, but the rest were really great. So I feel like that can be fixed. So Madi, all jokes aside, thank you very much for taking your time to write this. Jake did not text back, so I had to settle with you. And no, we had a lot of fun. Thank you very much to Scott and Kevin taking their time to do this. We had this match scheduled early in the week, and I had to reschedule because of work, and then work was bad today, so Madi had to write. So work's taken a toll, but I'm trying to do my best to be consistent, bring out some great content for you guys, and have some fun. So Henry Confidential, Madi, Scott, and Kevin, this is There'll Be Movies, and there will be trivia, as I burped.
Jesus.